Today on Open Throttle 360, we take an in-depth look at the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix and all of the events that make this one of the marquee Grand Prix events in the world. We'll take a trip down memory lane and visit the former PID Pittsburgh International Dragway. We'll take a look at action from Motordrome Speedway, and we go pro. That's coming up on OT360.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Well, that's when I get rowdy. Just get on board, strap in, you'll understand that I'm wild, wild and crazy.
Welcome to another episode of Open Throttle 360. I'm Trip Clark.
And I'm Tom Lang. Trip, we're just a few days away from the coolest motorsports event in the Pittsburgh area, if not the entire region, the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix.
And I would say one of the marquee Vintage Grand Prix events in the world.
A lot of people may not realize it's not just the weekend at Chenley Park. There's 10 full days of car cruises, car shows, parades, not to mention a whole weekend of events out at Pit Race.
It literally has just about everything under the sun for gearheads, from 70s muscle to European race cars.
I didn't see any Top Fuel dragsters out there.
No, but just about everything else. Every summer for more than 3 decades, the Pittsburgh area comes alive with the roar of RPMs and wide-open throttles when racers and car enthusiasts from all over the region and the world flock here for 10 days of car shows and some of the best vintage car racing in the country. The Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix holds the distinction of being the longest continually running vintage road race in the nation and the only one run on city streets. The dream of a few people back in 1982 has evolved in one of the great vintage Grand Prix events in the world, where now hundreds of thousands of fans take in this world-class racing event. What sets the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix apart even more is that all the proceeds are raised in order to help provide residential care, treatment, and support for developmentally disabled individuals in the Pittsburgh region. So far, over $3 million has been raised for the Autism Society of Pittsburgh and Allegheny Valley School, a great event which helps even a greater cause.
We're at Pittsburgh International Race Complex for the preliminary events of the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix.
There's so many vintages of cars. Of course, I'm a little biased toward the Porsches, but seeing everybody race together, it's like what I saw when I was a kid growing up.
They won't let us race down in the park because they're afraid they'll find us at the bottom of some ravine down there. So we're limited to taking these high horsepower cars out here, and we've been here every year. It's our favorite event, I think, of every season. We never cease to be amazed.
We're at the World of Wheels car show, and joining us now is a good friend of mine, Jim Sankiewicz, the ambassador from Pittsburgh International Dragway. Jim, thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Tom, thanks for the title.
Well, you have earned that. A little background, Pittsburgh International Dragway opened in 1964, closed in 1976, but it probably has a bigger following now than it did when the track was open. Why is that?
It's wonderful. We still have a banquet every year. We started about 10 years ago with the regular track banquet, and we have over 300 people show up for the banquet, and the track's been closed for 35 years. It's great.
Tracks that are still operating don't get that kind of turnout for their banquet.
It's worth it just to see the guys get together and tell the stories about racing back in the day. We set up a race, how many years ago? 1997. Tom Lang started the first PID reunion race. Again, we have thousands of people show up for that. It'll be September 28th of 2013. It'll be a 2-day race this year. We're going bigger and better. It keeps growing again.
And that'll be at Pittsburgh Raceway Park?
Pittsburgh Raceway Park backs us up in all our doings. Appreciate their help.
You want to tell us a little bit about some of the cars that you have on display?
We brought out 14 old drag race cars. We had Ted Bryan. He announced at Pittsburgh International Dragway with me back in the early days, and he found his old race car. He sold it. He bought it when it was new, Hemi 4-speed car, raced it for about a year and a half, and sold it, moved into an A-fuel dragster. He found his car 43 years later last year, put it back together, and brought it out for us so everybody can enjoy it again.
Now, one of the things you've always been trying to do is get as much memorabilia from the Pittsburgh International Dragway days. People are always coming up with this stuff, but you're trying to get a collection of it.
My partner, Bill Truby, works with storing up pictures for us, and we're always looking for one more picture from the old PID track or from the Keystone drag strip, back when Pittsburgh Raceway Park used to be Keystone. We're looking for more and any other memorabilia or trophies or jackets, anybody we're afraid that might get thrown out. We'd like to put it in the archives and put it out so everybody can enjoy it.
Well, on behalf of all the drag racing fans in this area, we really appreciate what you and Bill Truby and Jim Henderson do on behalf of the old Pittsburgh International Dragway.
Tom, thanks. We're looking forward to a great summer this year. We put an event in with the Flashlight Drags this year, and we're going to do a big car cruise in July over at the Sonic. So we're looking forward to another great summer, just reunions.
Well, just keep the memory of Pittsburgh International Dragway alive.
Still to come on Open Throttle 360. Riders get the ride of their lives, all in the name of a good cause. We put the good duds on and check out the swankier side of the Grand Prix. We still have to check out some action for Motordrome. That's all next on OT360.
With more than 3 decades of experience and 130 suppliers under one roof, Ludy's Chevy Warehouse is your one-stop restoration shop for sheet metal, brakes, emblems, chrome, and more. Need restoration parts for Chevy Impala, Bel Air, or Biscayne? We've got a catalog for that. We've got parts for Tri-5 and Chevy trucks, Chevelle, Monte Carlo, and El Camino, Chevy Nova, and Camaro. It's all at Ludy's Chevy Warehouse. Call today for a free catalog or visit us at a swap meet near you.
Best tires, parts, and service. Tire Town.
When we first started out, I thought that I was going to be helping someone. That is not how it has turned out. He has helped me and my family see things in a whole different light. He is our family. He's our unblood relative. He's my best friend.
Best friend.
Make a friend, make a family, make a difference.
Looking for a one-stop shop for all of your dirt, drag, and street machine needs? Look no further than Hoosier Tire Mid-Atlantic and Precise Racing Products. Precise is the leading distributor for Hoosier Racing tires and VP Racing fuel for Pennsylvania and Maryland. We also have a wide range of parts and accessories for circle track, drag racing, and street performance. Visit PreciseRacing.com and enter coupon code OT360 to receive a free hat on your next purchase. Precise Racing Products. We sell speed.
The Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix isn't just about fast cars, it's also about helping others. Their mission is to produce a world-class vintage racing event in order to raise funds to help provide residential care, treatment, and support for developmentally disabled individuals in the Pittsburgh region. The two recipients are the Autism Society of Pittsburgh and Allegheny Valley School. What started as a dream of a few has evolved into an event that attracts more than 250,000 people from all over the world. Among the fun and charitable events that are now part of the fabric of the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix are the charity rides that were originally started as Candy's Ride back in 2006. Fans get a rare chance to ride around the track in the race car of their choice, be it a Ford GT40, a Porsche, MG, BMW, or any one of the vintage race cars in queue to take someone for the thrill of their lives. And in the spirit of the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, it's all in the pursuit of fun and all in the name of raising money for charity.
I would tell people that this is a great thing to do and it's great for charity and that you should definitely enjoy it.
The candy rides are drivers donate their car and their gas and their time, and you pay for charity and you get to take one lap or two, pick your car, or just go in whatever comes around.
Just came out of the Candy's car ride. There's great charity. It's fun, total blast. Got in the car. The guy says, wave me off if we're going too fast. I said, no way, we're going.
Actually, I rode in the GT3, which I've got a Boxster, but the difference between that GT3 and my Boxster is like a Chevy Vega compared to a real car. I'll tell you, it is incredible. Jack is a terrific driver, and he was just grins from start to finish.
I've gone fast, but I'm thinking this is probably the fastest.
I rode in the cars last year, but I was just in a Mustang and it didn't go nearly as fast as that Porsche did.
I was a little nervous about going that fast, but I trusted him. I knew he was probably one of the best drivers I've rode with. So
this is not my first time doing this, so no, I was not scared.
Not scared, just a little bit scared, yes.
I really enjoyed it. It was probably the fastest I've been. Truly exhilarating. The speed and also the G-forces in the corners, crazy.
I would absolutely recommend this. I brought my sons for the first time this year and they loved it.
I would do that again in a heartbeat. That was a phenomenal time, absolutely.
Definitely worth the money.
Oh, that was awesome, thank you.
You're welcome, you're welcome.
Up next, from Porsches and Mustangs to BMWs and Lincolns, we'll take a look at some of the street rides making their rounds at Shenley Park. We head to Smithton, PA to check out the half-mile asphalt track known as Motordrome. And then it's time to go pro.
A
family-owned and operated racing enterprise specializing in restoration work, chassis setup, transmission work, hard-to-find parts, and vintage car sales. Zappa Racing is the place to go for your road racing needs. Visit ZappaRacing.com and find out what the Fighting Bee is all about. Zappa Racing.
24/7, get the gear at PennStateClothes.com. Shirts, hoodies, gifts, jerseys, and sweats. PennStateClothes.com. You bet. The family clothes line with more in store. At Penn State Clothes, you get more. 24/7, get the gear at PennStateClothes.com. The family clothes line.
The Hope Learning Center has changed my family's life and my life.
One of the big surprises of Savannah being here at Hope is one of making friends. Just getting along with other children, to be able to sit through an entire 8-hour day versus struggling through to get it through a 3-hour day of school. She's comfortable, she's happy. She's happy, I'm happy.
The Hope Learning Center. Learn today, hope for tomorrow.
When it comes to luxury and performance, Buick takes a backseat to no one. Arnold Palmer Motors in Latrobe features the best of Buick, including the 2014 Buick Verano. Verano represents a new generation of mid-sized Buick luxury by blending performance-ready styling, comfort, and advanced IntelliLink technology. Visit Arnold Palmer Motors today and experience the 2014 Buick Verano for yourself.
With 10 days of activities, even the most die-hard gearhead can find time to raise a glass and enjoy the company of fellow auto enthusiasts. And there's plenty of opportunities to do both.
The Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix is a lot more than 2 weekends of great racing. Packed in between is a week of parties, car shows, parades, cruises, and cocktails. The week-long festivities bridge the racing weekends and give participants and fans different venues to take in the sights and sounds of the event, from downtown and Walnut Street to the waterfront and Squirrel Hill. Every year since its humble beginnings, the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix shatters attendance records and continues to build on its legacy of providing world-class racing entertainment and helping disabled individuals in the region. The highlights of the event are the races that take place on the 2.33-mile track in Shenley Park, as well as the car show that's set up throughout the Shenley Park area. Around the track, more than 150 cars will participate, and some will reach speeds near 80 miles per hour, winding their way through the turns and bridges to the finish line. Across the rolling hills, more than 2,000 beauties will be on display within the International Car Show on the golf course. The pageant of cars covers the spectrum of car lovers, from the early 1900s to present day. MGs, Aston Martins, Mercedes, Lincolns, Mustangs, Porsches, Triumphs, and all cars in between. Like many of the events throughout the days leading up to the Shenley races, the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix is more than about racing and competition. It's about celebrating tradition, friends, and family, all in the name of helping others.
to come. Drivers and racers from all over the area submitted their GoPro footage. See if yours makes the show.
When it comes to luxury and performance, Cadillac still sets the standard. Arnold Palmer Motors in Latrobe offers the best of Cadillac luxury, including the all-new 2014 ATS, a world-class compact luxury sedan that redefines the Cadillac experience. The Cadillac CTS, Motor Trend's 2014 Car of the Year, is in a class by itself for design, safety, and engineering excellence. Visit Arnold Palmer Motors in Latrobe today and test drive the best that Cadillac has to offer.
The Hope Learning Center has changed my family's life and my life.
One of the big surprises with Savannah being here at Hope is one of making friends. Just getting along with other children, to be able to sit through an entire 8-hour day versus struggling through to get it through a 3-hour day of school. She's comfortable, she's happy. She's happy, I'm happy.
The Hope Learning Center. Learn today, hope for tomorrow.
With more than 3 decades of experience and 130 suppliers under one roof, Ludy's Chevy Warehouse is your one-stop restoration shop for sheet metal, brakes, emblems, chrome, and more. Need restoration parts for Chevy Impala, Bel Air, or Biscayne? We've got a catalog for that. We've got parts for Tri-5 and Chevy trucks, Chevelle, Monte Carlo, and El Camino, Chevy Nova, and Camaro. It's all at Ludy's Chevy Warehouse. Call today for a free catalog or visit us at a swap meet near you.
Tom, I never get tired of watching that GoPro footage of Michael Zappa chasing down that BMW 2002 through the Shenley Road Course. He gets so close.
That is some good road racing action.
Yeah, it really is.
And as always, if you have some GoPro footage that you would like to see on Open Throttle 360, just go to our website, click on the GoPro camera, and upload away.
Thanks for tuning in, and if you're tuning in late, you can catch the entire episodes on our website at OpenThrottle360.com.
Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And Trip, a little wisdom for the road. You spend your whole life gripping a steering wheel, and only in the end do you realize it's been the other way around.
That is so true. We'll see you next time.
Next week on Open Throttle 360, we get up early for some exotic cars with Pittsburgh Cars and Coffee. We check out one of the area's baddest 67 Chevy Camaros. We take a look at one of the founders of the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix through the eyes of a local filmmaker. We find out why they say street racing without the jail time at the Flashlight Drags. That's all coming up on the next Open Throttle 360.